It's like 90% of the pickup material is all trying to accomplish this, to get their attention, right? So we say, hey, you know what? I have this question. It's kind of random, just if you have a few seconds. It's a question about individuality and doing things that people may or may not understand. And so they answer, yeah, I guess, I have those things, yada, yada, yada. And then you switch immediately to this ground. Now the ground, there's a whole bunch of weird things to it, but there's basically 3 parts to this ground that I'm not going to take up writing, so take notes on it. Is number 1, a ground is defined as your story, someone else's story, or your perspective. And it's usually a combination of all those things or 2 of those things. Oftentimes with me, it's my perspective via my story. The next part of that ground, that's going to be the first part of the ground. The next part of that ground, just to help you out, break the rules by any means, but this will help you out in the beginning, is if you can state what you find attractive about this concept of uniqueness towards a video game, right? All right? So that's the second part, what you find attractive. The third part is why you are asking her, all right? So what can happen here, and this is why this is really important, if you're talking about the ground and you just bring it up and you tell your perspective and it's really in depth, and let's say you're not so smooth or whatever, or let's say you're really smooth. If you don't ask directly why, or if you don't show directly why you're asking them in that third part, it's like you're asking, it could be seen as you're asking for advice. And you're not asking for advice. Remember, there's a challenge here. We want to challenge them based on us, all right? So what this could go like is like, look, I'm really into, what is it, StarCraft or something? What was yours? Counter-Strike. I'm really into, for me, so you basically ask, hey, it's a weird question, but it's about uniqueness and being who you are and things you're afraid to show. So let me ask you, just off the top of your head, how does that relate to your life? And they're like, I don't know. And so you say, now see with me, I do a whole bunch of things with my life, but one of my favorite things is playing video games, and it's like the least attractive thing that anybody could ever talk about, or whatever. But to me, it's absolutely interesting. And however stupid it may be, it's something that I may live for, right? That's my story, and sharing even my perspective, that it has passion attached to it or whatever. Then we want to go and we want to define what we think is attractive about this and say, but to me, if somebody were to notice unique things about me that they really understood it, that would be the most attractive thing in the world. You see how it's tying in here? And then we go to this last part of how it relates to her. So you being a woman who's I don't know you at all, but you seem like you're attractive and probably get a lot of attention from guys. That's what I'm really asking.